So, good evening everybody.
So, guten Abend allerseits.
Let's begin then with prayer.
Lasst uns mit einem Gebet anfangen.
Dear Father in heaven,
Lieber Vater im Himmel,
I want to thank you that we are able to be together and study your word.
ich möchte dir danken, dass wir uns wieder zusammenkommen können, um dein Wort zu studieren.
I want to ask you, Father, that you please help us to understand this evening worship.
Ich möchte dich bitten, Vater, dass du uns hilfst, diese Abendandacht zu verstehen
And that we will see more from the whole picture.
und dass wir mehr von das Gesamtbild erkennen werden.
I want to ask you that you bless Brother Lawrence and for the translation and technique.
Ich möchte bitten, dass du Bruder Lorenz segnest und auch die Übersetzung und das Technik.
Help us to be attentive and keep Satan away from us.
Bitte hilft uns aufmerksam sein und halte bitte den Satan fern.
And please bless also all the people that are watching through live stream.
Und bitte segne all diejenigen, die über das Livestream zuschauen.
In Jesus' name, amen.
In Jesu Namen. Amen.
Alright, so I just want to put those things that Brother Mark shared with us this morning on basically the real figures or numbers.
So, ich möchte
Okay.
das, was uns Bruder Mark heute Morgen mitgeteilt hat, auf die echte Daten anbringen.
And basically that we can then understand when basically the captivity began and when the destruction of Jerusalem was and all these things.
Sodass wir verstehen können, wann die Gefangennahme anfingen, die Zerstörung Jerusalem und so weiter.
And we'll see many more things from this.
Und wir werden viele mehrere Sachen daran sehen können.
Because let's maybe read this quote here at the beginning. We'll just post it quickly.
So, ich poste ein Zitat und das können wir gleich vorweg lesen.
Okay, it's from early writings,
Das ist von Frühschriften.
and this was when William Miller was instructed by Gabriel,
Und dies war, als William Miller von Gabriel unterwiesen war.
and he then started understanding all these different time prophecies.
Und er hat angefangen, all diese verschiedenen Zeitprophezeiungen zu erkennen.
And it says, God sent his angel to move upon the heart of a farmer who had not believed the Bible, to lead him to search the prophecies. Angels of God repeatedly visited the chosen one to guide his mind and open his understanding to his understanding prophecies which had ever been dark to God's people. The commencement of the chain of truth was given him. So what was given him?
Was wurde ihm gegeben?
Come on.
The commencement, the beginning, the alpha of
Yes.
the truth.
Of the
Change.
chain of truth.
Also das Anfang oder das Alpha von der Kette der Wahrheit.
It says, and he was led on to search for link after link until he looked with wonder and admiration upon the word of God. He saw there a perfect chain of truth. That word which he had regarded as uninspired now opened before his vision in its beauty and glory. So it's a perfect chain of truth, right?
Also es ist eine perfekte Kette der Wahrheit.
So everything links with everything, right?
So alles ist mit alles anderem in Verbindung gebracht.
And hopefully by the end of the study,
Und hoffentlich bei das Ende dieses Studiums hin
we can also see how these different dates really link with each other. Nice.
werden wir sehen können, wie all diese verschiedenen Daten miteinander verbinden.
and that the Lord gave us basically a perfect chain of truth.
Und dass der Herr uns im Grunde eine perfekte Kette der Wahrheit gegeben hat.
Okay, so where do we have some fixed dates from?
So, wo bekommen wir feste Daten her? Kings.
Yes, the chart. Okay,
Also von der Karte her.
because this is why it says the figures are as God wanted them. Right?
Ellen White sagt, dass die Nummern oder die Daten auf die Karte sind so, wie der Herr sie haben wollte.
Okay, so in there we can see basically Babylon was taken captive
Und hier können wir sehen, dass Babylon gefangen genommen worden ist.
in 538. Right?
538.
So, but this was the end of the first 70 years.
Aber das war das Ende der ersten 70 Jahre.
So if we count back,
So, wenn wir
70
zählen,
years.
70 Jahre,
to what date does it bring us?
so welchen Datum bringt uns das?
608, right?
608.
Okay, so basically, maybe I illustrate it here quickly.
So, ich stelle das hier auf der Tafel dar.
So we had 608
608
to 538
bis zur 538.
was 70 years.
Das war 70 Jahre lang.
But the other 70 years,
Aber die anderen 70 Jahre,
when did they end?
wann sind sie?
Yes,
536.
536. Therefore, when did they begin?
So, wann fingen sie denn an?
606.
606, right?
606.
So, and we looked at this already this morning, but let's turn to Daniel chapter 1.
Und dies haben wir heute Morgen bereits angeschaut, aber lasst uns zu Daniel 1 anschauen.
And let's read verse 1.
Und lesen wir Vers 1.
So it says here, in the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. So when did the 70 years captivity in Babylon start?
So, wann fingen die 70 Jahre Gefangenschaft in Babylon?
Third year of Kim, right?
So, drittes Jahr von Joachim.
So if this is the third, that would be the second, and this would be then the first,
So,
right?
wenn 606 der dritte Jahr wäre, dann dies wäre der zweite, das wäre 607, 608 der erste.
So 608 is therefore the first year of Jehoiakim.
So 608 ist der erste Jahr Joachims.
Yes?
Amen.
Okay. But we must understand the Jews, they didn't have the same calendar as we have.
Aber wir müssen verstehen, die Juden, die machten keinen Gebrauch von dem Kalender, die wir haben.
They either had the religious calendar, which was from spring to spring,
Sie hatten entweder ihre religiöse Kalender, die von Frühling bis zur Frühling ging,
or the civil calendar going from fall to fall.
oder
Right?
der Zivilkalender, der vom Herbst bis zum Herbst langte.
Okay, so let's just mark this down. So that's the religious was from Nisan, right, which was the first month.
Also der religiöse Kalender war von Nisan und Nisan war der erste Monat des Jahres.
Or the first month was also called Abib. Okay,
Der erste Jahr wurde auch Abib genannt
okay. And the civil calendar
und der Zivilkalender,
was from fall to fall.
das war vom Herbst zu Herbst.
It's actually not quite accurate. Just and this was the first month, and exactly half a year later the civil calendar started. Okay.
So, dies war der erste Monat und genau ein halbes Jahr später fing der Zivilkalender an.
In the seventh month.
In
Okay.
das 7. Monat.
And who knows how the seventh month was called?
Und wer weiß, wie der 7. Monat genannt wird?
was Tishri. Okay.
Es war Tischri.
From Tishri to Tishri. Okay. So that's civil.
So, dies ist der Zivilkalender
This is religious.
und dies der religiöses.
Alright. So and the kings, as we will see, they ruled according to the civil calendar.
Und die Könige, wie wir sehen werden, die regierten gemäß des
At
Zivilkalenders.
least the kings in Judah. Okay.
Zumindest die Könige in Juda.
But you have a lot of archaeological findings. The Babylonians, for instance, they didn't have the same calendars as the Jews.
Aber durch viele archäologische Fundstücke, die haben erkannt, dass die Babylonier haben nicht denselben Kalender gehabt wie die Juden.
And their kings always ruled from spring to spring. Okay?
Und deren Könige regierten immer von Frühling bis zu Frühling.
And they always had from Nisan to Nisan.
Und die hatten immer von Nisan bis zu Nisan.
Okay, so and therefore this was also the Babylonian rule, and this was the Jewish or the rules of the kings of Judah. Okay.
Also dies war der babylonische Kalender, also die Könige von Babylonien, und dies die Königin von Juda.
Okay. And civil calendar is obviously something to do with state power, right?
Und die Zivilkalender hat was mit der Staatsmacht zu tun.
Okay, so and a king is a state power.
Und ein König ist eben ein Staats.
Okay, so 608 was the beginning of the first year of Kim, right?
So 608 war das erste Jahr von Joachim.
Okay, so now when we go here,
So wenn wir da hingehen,
I drew now this civil calendar year
also diese Zivilkalender habe ich hier aufgezeichnet,
from 608 beginning in the fall.
von 608, und diese Linie hier ist das Herbst.
Okay, so this is Tishri
So dies wird Tischri
in 608
in 608
to Tishri 607.
Tischri 608 bis zu Tischri 606.
Because it was always from fall to fall, right?
Das war,
Seven is good.
what did I say?
6.
Oh, sorry, bis 608 bis 607, genau, weil es immer von Herbst bis zum Herbst war.
Okay, so everybody can follow so far?
Kann jeder folgen?
Okay, alright. So, and therefore the next years are always from fall to fall, okay?
So, deswegen die nächsten Jahre sind immer von Herbst bis zum Herbst.
Okay, and this morning, right, we look now at the 4th year of Jehoiakim. So this is J. Kim.
So, hier markieren wir die Regentschaft oder das erste Jahr von Joachim. Und heute Morgen haben wir das 4. Jahr von Joachim
So
angeschaut.
let's go to the 3rd year first. We saw was the captivity,
So,
right?
das 3. Jahr zuerst haben wir gesehen, war das Gefangennahme.
Okay, so this was 606/605.
So,
Okay.
dies würde 606-605.
Okay, so captivity.
So, die Gefangennahme.
So now let's go to Jeremiah 25. Okay.
So, lasst uns jetzt zu Jeremia 25 gehen.
Let's read verse 1.
Und Vers 1.
It says, "The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the people of Judah in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, that was the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon." Okay, so it says here, the 4th year of Jehoiakim was also the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar, right?
So, der 4. Jahr von Joachim war der erste Jahr von Nebukadnezar.
Okay, so I mark down now the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar.
So, ich markiere hier das erste Jahr Nebukadnezars.
Yeah, but his reign begins from Nisan, so in the spring.
Aber seine Regentschaft fängt in Nisan an, das ist das Frühling,
Nisan.
bis zu Nisan.
Okay, so basically you can see how how these different regional years are overlapping.
So wir können sehen, wie diese verschiedenen Jahre einander
Überlappen.
überlappen.
Okay. So this would be the second year of Nebuchadnezzar, the third, the fourth, and so on and so forth.
So,
Okay.
dies wird der zweite Jahr Nebukadnezars, der dritte, der vierte und so weiter.
Okay. So therefore, yeah, now let's go also, and let's continue. Let's read verses 2, 3.
Lasst uns die Versen 2 und 3 auch noch lesen.
The which Jeremiah the prophet spake unto all the people of Judah and to all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, From the 13th year of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, even unto this day, that is the 23rd year, the word of the Lord hath come unto me, and I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened. Okay, so it's the 4th year of Kim,
So es ist das vierte Jahr von Joachim
and the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar,
und aber auch das erste Jahr von Nebukadnezar.
but it's also the 23rd year since he started prophesying, right?
Aber es ist auch der 23. Jahr,
Ja.
seitdem Jeremia fängt an zu prophezeien.
Okay, and when did he start prophesying?
Und wann fing er an zu prophezeien?
Yes, and third. Yes, okay.
Das 13. Jahr Josias.
Up here, I marked down the years of Josiah,
So
okay?
hier oben habe ich die Jahre Josias niedergeschrieben.
Because after Josiah came Jehoiakim,
Denn
okay?
nach Josia kam Joachim.
This morning, Brother Mark showed you that Jehoiahaz, he only reigned for 3 months, but he was not counted, right?
Aber Bruder Mark hat heute gesagt, dass Joachaz, der hatte nur 3 Monate regierte und deswegen zählt es nicht sein volles Jahr.
Okay, so now let's look at this.
So lass uns dies anschauen.
So if this is now Josiah,
So wenn dies hier Josia ist,
it's the 13th year of Josiah, which was also Jeremiah beginning, right?
das war das 13. Jahr von Josia und das war auch, wo Jeremia fängt an zu prophezeien.
So let's put down Jeremiah.
Jeremia.
So that's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. 10, 11, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, right? That's perfect. Okay.
So Amen. Der 23. Jahr Jeremias, es passt.
Okay. So, because it says the 4th year of what's his name? Jehoiakim
Weil es sagt, der 4. Jahr Joachims,
was the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar,
das war das erste Jahr von Nebukadnezar,
was also the 23rd year of his prophecy.
war auch der 23. Jahr, seitdem Jeremia fing an zu prophezeien.
Okay, so now let's continue. Everybody can follow so far?
Kann jeder soweit folgen?
Okay, good. So now let's go to 2 Kings 24.
Gehen wir zu 2. Könige 24.
Let's read verse 36.
Und Vers 36.
It says, Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign. 2 Kings 23, 36.
2. Könige 23
Sorry, did I say 24? Oh, sorry.
und Vers 36.
Thank you.
Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Zebudah, the daughter of Pedaiah of Rumah. Okay, so how many years did he reign?
So wie viele Jahre regierte er?
11 years, right?
11 Jahre.
So these are the 11 years here of Jehoiakim.
So,
Okay.
die hier sind die 11 Jahre Joachims.
Okay. So this is where Kim dies. Okay.
So, hier ist es, wo Joachim stirbt.
And now let's mark that's the 5th year. Okay, so the 11th year of Jehoiakim, he dies.
So, der 11. Jahr Joachims und er stirbt.
And who succeeded him immediately after?
Und wer war seine direkte Nachfolger?
Jehoiachin, right?
Joachim.
So let's go to chapter 24 and then verse 8.
So, Kapitel 24 und Vers 8.
And Brother Mark, can you please post this quote from this morning where she says that Zedekiah succeeded? Okay. Jehoiachin, maybe it's, I think it's still in the live stream group, at least the German version. Okay. Jehoiachin was 18 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 months. And his mother's name was Nehushta, the daughter of Elnathan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father had done. So, how many months did he reign?
Bis Vers 9. Also wie viele Monaten regierte er?
3 months.
3 Monate.
Just like Jehoiahaz.
Genauso
Okay.
wie Joachas.
Okay, so, and he was not, therefore also not counted as reigning a year. Okay.
So, deswegen würde es auch nicht ihm angerechnet, dass er ein Jahr regierte.
Because Kim died here somewhere in the 11th year. Okay.
So, Joachim hat irgendwo in seinem 11. Jahr gestorben.
And then Jehoiachin took up, but he never got his own year. Okay.
Dann Joachim hat übernommen, aber er hat seine eigenen Jahr nicht bekommen.
Because whenever a king died, the whole year was accounted for him, and only after this last year of his reign was ceased, then if the king was still in office, this would be his first year. Okay.
Denn wenn ein König stirbt, das ganze Jahr, in dem er starb, würde ihm zur Regentschaft angerechnet. Und wenn ein anderer König nach ihm folgt, dann nur nach der ersten Jahr danach würde es diesen neuen König angerechnet.
Yes, and this was proven by the spirit of prophecy this morning, right?
Und dies würde durch der Geist der Weissagung heute Morgen uns bewiesen.
So just let's look at these quotes again.
So, lasst uns diese Zitaten ein weiteres Mal anschauen.
Let's go to the live stream group.
Gehen wir zur Livestream-Gruppe.
And maybe you can even forward this other quote.
Yeah, I just realised that. I just
Yes.
quickly found it.
Okay, so let's just read the first sentence of this quote. That's enough even.
So, es reicht, wenn wir den ersten Satz dieses Zitats
It
lesen.
says, Zedekiah succeeded Jehoiakim in reigning at Jerusalem. Okay, so what does this word say?
Was sagt Ellen White hier?
Who succeeded him?
Wer folgte ihm nach?
Zedekiah, right?
Zedekia.
And Zedekiah was after Jehoiachin.
Und Zedekia war nach Joachim.
So she left out Jehoiachin.
So, sie hat hier in dieser Aussage Joachim ausgelassen.
And Sister White is a prophet. Okay.
Und Ellen White ist eine Prophetin.
So we can clearly see she knows what she writes. Okay.
So, wir können klar sehen, sie weiß, worüber sie schreibt.
Or the Lord knows what he writes. Okay.
Oder besser gesagt, der Herr weiß, was er durch sie schreibt.
And let's now also read the next quote that Brother Mark is going to send.
So, lasst uns diese nächste Zitat auch lesen, die Bruder Mark gerade gesandt hat.
That would be a second witness to it.
Das
Okay.
wäre denn dafür eine zweite Zeuge.
But before we read this,
Aber noch bevor wir dies lesen,
let's turn to our Bibles again.
gehen wir zurück zu unserer Bibel.
2 Kings 24.
2. Könige 24.
And we started, or we read verse 8 and 9 about Jehoiachin.
Haben die Verse 8 und 9 bereits gelesen über Joachim.
But now let's read verses 10 and forward.
Und lasst uns aber von Vers 10 und vorwärts lesen.
It says, At that time the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against Jerusalem, and the city was besieged. And Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came against the city, and his servants did besiege it. And Jehoiachin, the king of Judah, went out to the king of Babylon, he and his mother and his servants and his princes and his officers, and the king of Babylon took him in the 8th year of his reign. And he carried out thence all the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house, and cut in pieces all the vessels of gold, which Solomon, king of Israel, had made in the temple of the Lord, as the Lord had said. And now verse 14 is important.
Vers 14 ist das wichtige Vers.
And he carried away all Jerusalem, and all the princes, and all the mighty men of valor, even 10,000 captives, and all the craftsmen and smiths. None remained save the poorest sort of the people of the land. So, whom did he carry away?
So, wem hat weggeführt?
Jehoiachin.
Joachim.
And with Jehoiachin?
Und mit ihm?
Nearly all of Jerusalem.
Yes.
Fast gesamte Jerusalem.
He carried all the treasures and all the smiths and the craftsmen and all these people, right?
All die Reichtümern und ja, all die Schmiede und Handwerker.
Okay. No, that's not the right quote posted.
Das ist nicht der richtige Zitat.
No, the German one is right, but the English one is the false one.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, yes, I've got it now.
Okay.
Just give me 2 seconds. It's the one above it.
Because in verse 14 it says, how many did he carry captive?
Zum Vers 14. Wie viele nahm gefangen?
10,000, right?
10.000
Of the craftsmen and the smiths.
von
Okay.
den Kraftsleute und Schmiede,
Yes, and now let's read this. Yes,
Handwerker.
let's read this quote now here.
So, lasst uns diese Zitate hier lesen.
It says, in the reign of Jehoiakim. So who?
So, in der wessen Regentschaft?
Jehoiakim.
Joachim.
Nebuchadnezzar besieged Jerusalem and carried away all the princes and all the mighty men of valor, even 10,000 captives and all the craftsmen and smiths. None remained save the poorest sort of the people of the land. Right? So she quotes verse 14, which clearly speaks about Jehoiachin, but she applies it to the reign of Jehoiakim.
So, sie zitiert Vers 14, der klar in der Bibel spricht über Joachim, aber hier sagt sie Joachim.
Right? It was under the reign of Jehoiakim.
Es war unter die Regentschaft Joachims.
Therefore, when Jehoiachin ruled for this 3 months, it was still accounted as the reign of Jehoiakim.
So, wenn Joachim unter diesen 3 Monate regierte, es würde immer noch unter den letzten Jahr Joachims zugerechnet.
And then she says, Jehoiakim was succeeded by Zedekiah.
Und dann sagt sie, Joachim würde von Sedekia befolgt.
Yes, everybody can see and follow this?
Kann jeder das sehen?
Yes?
In Jeremiah 24 verse 1 it says also that Joachim was taken and the smiths and
Yes, exactly.
In Jeremia 25, Vers 25? 24, Vers 1 sagt es auch, dass Joachim und die Schmiede würde gefangen genommen.
Yes, exactly. Okay. It was not Jehoiakim, but it was Jehoiachin who was carried captive, but it was in the reign of Jehoiakim.
Es war nicht Joachim, die gefangen genommen würde, aber es war in seine, sondern es war Joachim, aber es war in die Regentschaft von Joachims, wo es stattfand.
Okay. So, because Jehoiakim, he died here.
Weil Joachim starb hier.
Okay, this Josephus, this Jewish historian, he said Nebuchadnezzar threw him before the walls of Jerusalem to die just there, like a burial of an ass.
Denn dieser Historiker Josephus, der erzählt, dass Nebukadnezar hat Joachim vor die Stadtmauern geworfen und er starb da, der hat den Begräbnis eines Esels bekommen.
Yes. Okay, so therefore, after Jehoiakim, who came now?
So, nach Joachim, wer kam hierauf? Zedekiah.
Zedekiah.
Zedekia.
So that's the first year of Zedekiah.
So, erste Jahr Zedekias.
Okay, now let's go back to Kings.
So, lasst uns zurück zur
2 Kings 24.
2. Könige 24,
And let's read verse 17 and 18.
die Verse 17 und 18.
Oh, sorry, before we do this, let's read verse 12 again.
Also lass uns Vers 12 zuerst lesen.
Because it says, And Jehoiachin, the king of Judah, went out to the king of Babylon. It's now speaking about Jehoiachin.
Spricht über Joachim.
He and his mother and his servants and his princes and his officers, and the king of Babylon took him in the 8th year of his reign. Okay, so when Jehoiachin was taken captive, it was the 8th year of Nebuchadnezzar.
Also wenn Joachim gefangen genommen wurde, es war der 8. Jahr der Regentschaft von Nebukadnezar.
So it must be then here between the spring and the fall of 597.
Denn es muss hier irgendwo zwischen der Frühling und das Herbst von das Jahr 597 geschehen.
Okay, all right. So and now Zedekiah, he took over.
Und jetzt Zedekia, der ist Kim nachgefolgt.
There's also sort of biblical fact that generally they always made siege
Und
from
so.
spring to fall.
Yes.
Also es ist auch biblisch gesehen, dass im Grunde haben sie immer Belagerungen von Frühling bis zum Herbst gemacht.
Because after in the winter time you cannot really make a good siege.
Just
Right?
the mud and all
Yes.
the rest of it.
Denn im Winter ist es nicht sehr günstig, eine Belagerung zu machen wegen Regen und Schlamm und so weiter.
Okay, now let's jump down to verse 17 and 18.
So jetzt die Verse 17 und 18.
It says, And the king of Babylon made Mattaniah, his father's brother, king in his stead and changed his name to Zedekiah. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. So how many years did he reign?
So wie viele Jahre regierte er?
11 years.
11
Okay.
Jahre.
So first, second, third, so on and so forth. Brings you down to the 11th year.
So hier bringt uns zum 11. Jahr.
Okay. So in the 11th year was then 587/586.
Und sein
Okay.
11. Jahr Regentschaft war das Jahr 587/586.
So from fall to fall.
Vom Herbst bis zum Herbst.
Okay. So now let's go to Jeremiah 52.
So lasst uns jetzt Jeremia 52 öffnen.
And let's read beginning in verse 3,
Und fangen wir in Vers 3 an.
and we will read down to verse 7.
Und wir lesen bis Vers 7. Genau.
It says, For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem, and this speaks now about the capture of Jerusalem, or the destruction of Jerusalem.
Und
Okay.
er spricht hier über die Gefangennahme und Zerstörung Jerusalems.
52, Jeremiah 52, verses 3 to 7.
Jeremia 52, die Verse 3 bis 7.
It says, For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem and Judah, till he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his army against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and built forts against it round about. So when did the siege of Jerusalem begin here?
So, wann fängt die Belagerung Jerusalems an?
9th year.
In das
Okay.
9. Jahr.
So it would be here.
So,
Okay.
das werde dann hier sein.
So, and then it says in verse 5,
Dann in Vers 5 sagt es weiter.
So the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah. So that's 3 years siege, right?
Das ist 3 Jahre Belagerung.
Okay, now verse 6.
Vers 6.
In the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land. Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled, and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the gate between the two walls, which was by the king's garden. Now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way of the plain. So, when was the city taken?
So, wann wurde der Stadt eingenommen?
9. Tag des Hüten.
Yes. Okay. So, 9 day of the 4th month. Okay.
Das 9. Tag des 4.
Let me
Monats.
just write down here. Ninth day, 4th month. Okay. Babylon, Jerusalem. Taken.
Zum 9. Tag des 4. Monats Jerusalem eingenommen.
Okay. And it was in the 11th year of Zedekiah,
Und es
right?
war in das 11. Jahr Sedekias.
Okay, and when you look at the calendar, yeah, the 4th month was always in round of August, okay?
Und wenn du auf das Kalender schaust, das 4. Monat war immer um den Herbst herum.
Okay, so this was basically when Jerusalem got taken.
Das
Okay.
war im Grunde die Zeit, wenn Jerusalem eingenommen
Okay.
wird.
Now let's go to verse 12.
Vers 12.
Now in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon, into Jerusalem, and burned the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and all the houses of the great men, burnt he with fire. So when was the temple burnt?
So wann wurde der Tempel gebrannt? In the 19th year.
Yes, in the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar,
Das
right?
19. Jahr Nebukadnezars.
And in the 10th day of the 5th month,
Und
right?
am 10. Tag des 5. Monats.
So let's now add these things up. It's now Nebuchadnezzar's reign.
Das ist die Regentschaft von Nebukadnezar, die hier aufgezählt wird.
So yeah, the 11th year and the 19th year.
So
Ja.
das 11. Jahr Sedekias, das 19. Jahr von Nebukadnezar.
So it must be therefore again between the spring and the fall of this year.
Und deswegen ist wieder zwischen das Frühling und das Herbst von dieses Jahr
Ja.
geschehen sein.
So the destruction of Jerusalem must have been in 586.
So die Zerstörung Jerusalems musste 586 stattgefunden haben.
So in this you can also prove, okay,
Und dies kannst du auch beweisen,
that when you now would go, because Sister White says, from the destruction of the temple
weil Ellen White sagt, von der Zerstörung des Tempels an
to the rebuilding of the temple was
bis zur Wiederaufbau des Tempels
70 years.
war 70 Jahre lang.
And God willing, we will do this tomorrow evening.
Und so Gott möchte, werden wir das morgen Abend bedecken.
Then I can show you the other end when the temple was restored
Dann
after 70 years.
kann ich euch das andere Ende auf der Kalender zeigen, wie das Tempel nach 70 Jahren wiederhergestellt wird.
Okay, so therefore this is here the destruction of Jerusalem. Okay.
So, dies Pfeil hier weist ungefähr in das Jahr auf die Zerstörung Jerusalems hin.
Okay, so everybody can see and follow?
Kann jeder das sehen und auch folgen?
Yes.
Amen.
Okay. So Jerusalem is 586 BC.
So, Jerusalem 586 vor Christus eingenommen.
Okay. Important date.
Ein wichtiger Datum.
Okay, but now I want to show you another point.
Aber
Okay.
jetzt möchte ich einen weiteren Punkt aufzeigen.
Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 1.
Lasst uns zu Hesekiel Kapitel 1 gehen.
And let's read verse 1 and 2.
Und die Versen 1 und 2 lesen.
It says, Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Sheba, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity. Okay, so Ezekiel now, he has a vision, and it was which year?
Oh, Hesekiel, der hat eine Vision hier. In welchem Jahr war es?
According to verse 2.
Gemäß Vers 2.
5th year of Jehoiachin's captivity.
Das 5. Jahr von Joachins Gefangennahme.
Okay, so, and basically, whenever you read now in the book of Ezekiel, it was in this year, it always refers to the years of captivity. Okay?
Und in das Buch Hesekiels, wenn es bezieht sich auf dies oder jenes Jahr, es bezieht sich immer auf das Jahr des Gefangennahmens.
So here he speaks about the 5th year of the Jehoiachin's captivity.
So
Okay?
hier spricht er über das 5. Jahr Joachins Gefangennahme.
Okay, just keep your finger here, I just want to give you an example.
Und halte den Platz hier, ich möchte ein weiteres Beispiel zeigen.
Let's jump to chapter 8, for instance.
Springen wir zu Kapitel 8
Let's read verse 1.
und Vers 1.
It says, and it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month. So here he just says 6th year, 6th month, and 5th day, right?
So, hier sagt er nur 6. Jahr, 6. Monat und 5. Tag.
So he's referring to the 6th year of the captivity.
Und
Okay.
er bezieht auf das 6. Jahr seit der Gefangennahme Joachins.
Okay, I just want to give you another example.
Ein weiteres Beispiel.
And you find many times in Ezekiel mentioned that he just mentions the years, okay?
Du wirst das öfters in das Buch Hesekiel erkennen, dass er nur die Jahre bemerkt.
Let's go to Ezekiel 40.
So Hesekiel 40.
Chapter 40, verse 1.
Kapitel 40 und Vers 1.
Okay, that says, in the 25th year of our captivity. Okay, so here again, he names it again that it's 25th year of the captivity.
So
Okay.
hier erwähnt er es direkt, 25 Jahre des Gefangennahmens.
In the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after that the city was smitten. So what does he link here together?
So was verbindet er hier zusammen? 25th year of the captivity with the 14th year of the destruction.
Amen. Okay.
So das 25. Jahr des Gefangennahmens mit das 14. Jahr Zeit die Zerstörung.
Okay. So, and we will come to this shortly.
Und
Okay.
darauf werden wir gleich kommen.
Yeah, because there are so many things where you have then points that link together. Okay.
Es gibt so viele Sachen, wo Punkte zusammenkommen.
And we must really consider all that we can then place everything correctly. Okay.
Und wir müssen sie alle in Betracht ziehen, sodass wir dann imstande sie auf rechte Weise auf die Kalender zu bringen.
Okay. And we'll come back to this shortly.
Und darauf werden wir ins Kürze zurückkommen.
But let's first go back to Ezekiel chapter 1.
Aber lasst uns zuerst zurück zu Hesekiel 1 gehen.
Okay. And in Ezekiel 1, verse 2, we saw it was the 5th year of Jehoiachin's captivity.
Und in Hesekiel 1, Vers 2 haben wir gesehen, es war das 5. Jahr Joachins Gefangennahme.
Okay. So Jehoiachin was taken captive here. Okay.
So Joachim wurde in dieses Jahr hier gefangen genommen.
Okay. But I want to show you why I think the years of captivity started with the year of Zedekiah. Okay.
Yes. Also ich möchte zeigen, warum ich denke, dass die Jahre der Gefangennahme fingen mit den Jahren Sedekias an.
So therefore I just put it down and then I will show you why I think so.
Also ich
Okay.
markiere das zuerst und dann würde ich zeigen, warum ich dies so denke.
What years are you referring to?
The years of captivity of Jehoiachin.
Die Jahre des Gefangennahmens von Joachins.
Okay. So this would be the first year,
Das wäre denn das erste,
second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay. So it's just a parallel to Zedekiah's rule.
so parallel zur Dirigentschaft von Sedekia.
Okay. So the reason why I believe this
Und der Grund, weshalb ich dies so glaube,
are two reasons. Okay.
zwei Gründe gibt es,
Or even three reasons. Okay.
oder sogar drei vielleicht.
Okay. So let's go first to Ezekiel 26, I think it is.
Lasst uns zuerst Hesekiel 26 gehen.
Yes. Okay, we saw Jerusalem got destroyed in the 11th year of Zedekiah, right?
Also wir haben gesehen, dass Jerusalem zur 11. Jahr Sedekias zerstört wurde.
Yes.
Amen.
Okay, so and if the years of captivity of Jehoiachin are a parallel to the reign of Zedekiah,
Also wenn die Jahre der Gefangennahme von Joachim ein Parallel sind zu der Regentschaft von Sedekia,
then the 11th year of Zedekiah would be also the 11th year of the captivity, right?
dann das 11. Jahr Sedekias würde auch gleich das 11. Jahr des Gefangennahmens.
Yes.
Amen.
Okay, so therefore in the 11th year of the captivity the destruction of Jerusalem took place.
So deswegen in das 11. Jahr der Gefangennahme die Zerstörung Jerusalems fand statt.
And we read Jerusalem got taken in the 9th day of the 4th month,
Und
right?
wir haben gelesen, dass Jerusalem wurde am 9. Tag des 4. Monats eingenommen.
Yes.
Amen.
Okay, so now let's go to Ezekiel 26
So lasst uns jetzt Hesekiel 26
and let's read verse 1 and 2,
die Versen 1 und 2,
or even until verse 3.
sogar Vers 1 bis 3.
It says, "And it came to pass in the 11th year," that would be the 11th year of the captivity of Jehoiachin.
Das sagt hier das 11. Jahr, das wäre das 11. Jahr der Gefangennahme von Joachim.
It came to pass in the 11th year, in the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, because that Tyrus hath said against Jerusalem, Aha, she is broken. That was the gates of the people. She is turned unto me, I shall be replenished. Now she is laid waste. So what happened to Jerusalem here?
So was geschah mit Jerusalem hier?
Yes. Broken and laid waste, right?
Sie war gebrochen und brachgelegt.
Okay, and it's in the 11th year.
Das
right?
war am 11. Jahr.
Yes?
Amen?
Everybody sees this?
Yes? Kann jeder das
Okay.
sehen?
So, and it's the first day of the month. It doesn't say what month it is. Okay.
Es ist der erste Tag des Monats. Hier wird welcher Monat nicht erwähnt.
But what would be the first possible month that this could have taken place?
Aber was wäre der erste mögliche Monat, die dies hätte stattgefunden konnte?
The 5th month,
Also
right?
das 5.
So, might be the first day of the 5th month, but that's just a thought. Okay, maybe it was a different month, but it could have been the first month would be the 5th month.
So es möge der 5. Monat sein, das konnte ein anderer Monat sein, aber es möge das erste des 5. sein.
Yes. And we know the first day of the 5th month has prophetic application, right?
Und wir verstehen, dass das erste Tag des 5. Monats eine prophetische Anwendung hat.
Okay. But I don't want to fixate myself on this. I just want to show you it was in the 11th year. Okay?
Aber ich möchte mich jetzt nicht daran fixieren. Ich möchte nur zeigen, dass es wichtig war, dass es im 11. Jahr war.
Okay. And we understand it was in the 11th year of Zedekiah that Jerusalem got taken.
Wir
Right?
verstehen, dass es im 11. Jahr Sedekias war, wo Jerusalem eingenommen wurde.
Okay. Now the second reason.
Und der zweite Grund, weshalb ich so denke,
Let's go back to Ezekiel 40.
lasst uns zurück zu Hesekiel 40 gehen.
Okay. It says here in verse 1.
In Vers 1 sagt es,
In the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after that the city was smitten, in the self same day the hand of the Lord was upon me and brought me thither. So here the Bible links up the 25th year of the captivity and the 14th year after the city was smitten. Right?
so hier die Bibel verbindet die 25. Jahr des Gefangennahmes mit das 14. Jahr, nachdem Jerusalem eingenommen wurde.
Okay, now I just want to show you the math that it can only be so as I said. Okay?
Und jetzt möchte ich die Mathe einfach mal zeigen, dass es nur so sein kann, wie ich es vermutete.
Okay. So I just now count these 25 years of captivity. Okay.
So, ich zähle jetzt nur auf diese 25 Jahre des Gefangennahmens. Sorry.
Because I had 25 in my mind and I wrote it down. Yes. Thanks. Okay, so if the captivity of Jehoiachin started here,
So,
with the
wenn
first
die
year of Zedekiah,
Gefangennahme Joachins hier anfing, bei der ersten Jahr Sedekias,
then the 25th year would lead you down to here. Right?
dann die 25. Jahr des Gefangennahmens würde bis hierhin führen.
Okay, so that would be the 25th.
So,
Okay.
hier würde denn der 25. Jahr sein.
Okay, so, and it must be also the 14th year after the destruction of Jerusalem.
Und
right?
das muss auch zugleich das 14. Jahr nach die Zerstörung Jerusalems sein.
So, therefore, if you would calculate the 14 years from here,
Denn wenn
Okay.
du die 14 Jahre von hier anrechnen würdest, oder
so,
berechnen würdest,
let's do this. Okay.
lass uns dies tun.
But it says 14 years after.
Mhm.
First year wouldn't be there. Are you counting duration?
Oh. So, therefore, you can see it doesn't fit, right?
So, da kannst du sehen, dass es passt nicht.
Okay. Therefore, yeah, the 14 years must begin
So, die 14 Jahre müssen beginnen
here, okay?
von hier.
That's what it says 14 years after.
Yes, exactly.
Und das ist das, was es sagt, 14 Jahre nach.
Okay. So, this would be then the first, the second, the third, fourth. So therefore you have now the 14th and the 25th together,
So,
right?
hier hast du die 14. Jahr und der 25. Jahr zusammen.
But if you would have counted the first year of Jehoiachin already from here,
Aber wenn du das erste Jahr von Joachim schon bereits von hier angerechnet hätte,
then would not fit again. The 25th would be here. Okay.
dann das würde nicht passen. Das 25. Jahr würde dann hier sein.
Okay. And the point I want to make is
Und der Punkt, den ich damit
when
machen
you now
möchte,
go back to Ezekiel 1, verse 1,
wenn du zurück zu Hesekiel 1 und Vers 1 gehst,
and also if you would have counted from here,
und
Right.
auch wenn du von hier berechnet hättest,
then we read in the 11th year of the captivity, he heard the message Jerusalem was broken, right? Or taken.
wir haben gehört, dass im 11. Jahr der Gefangennahme Jerusalem war gebrochen
Ja,
und eingenommen.
Yeah, that would have been then this year where it was not true.
Das
right?
wäre dann in dieses Jahr und hätte nicht gepasst.
Therefore, you can see Jehoiachin's first year of captivity must be this year.
So,
Okay.
wir können sehen, dass das erste Jahr Joachims Gefangennahme war dieses Jahr.
Everybody can see this?
Kann das jeder sehen?
If not, then just watch it in the video again. Okay, then you will. Okay, David, yeah.
In Ezekiel 33, verse 21.
Also in Hesekiel 33 und Vers 21.
Nice.
It says, and it came to pass in the 12th year of our captivity, in the 10th month, and the 5th day of the month, that one that had escaped out of Jerusalem came unto me saying, the city is
Yes.
but you put destruction.
So the messenger just came
This is one that
over a
had,
year later.
one that had escaped.
Because Ezekiel, he was in Babylon,
Hesekiel war in Babylon.
so this messenger that came just took him a while until it reached.
Dieser Botschafter, der da ankam, der hat ihn noch einige Zeit gebraucht, bis er da ankam.
Because we read prior to this, right, in chapter 26.
Denn wir haben da vorgelesen in Kapitel
Let's
26.
just go back there again.
Lass uns da hin.
Let's read verse 1 and 2 again.
26, Verse 1 und 2.
It came to pass in the 11th year, okay, in the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, because that Tyrus hath said against Jerusalem, Aha, she is broken. That was the gates of the people, she is turned unto me, I shall be replenished. Now she is laid waste. Okay, so here we can see in the 11th year, she's broken and laid waste.
So hier können wir sehen, in das 11. Jahr, sie ist gebrochen und brachgelegt.
Yes.
This is also, I've got a quote from Josephus. Josephus says that the year that Jehoiakim was thrown off the tower of the gates, it's when he took a whole bunch of people there, because you know you got those three places, the 7th year, he took a whole bunch of people. Said he took Ezekiel captive in that year. So right here it says, and it came to pass in the 12th year of our captivity. So it would be 1 year after the destruction of Jerusalem, right? The city is
Yeah,
but he's including himself in that captivity. That would confirm that he got taken.
I mean, he includes himself in the captivity of Jehoiachin.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So if you count it from the 11th year when Jehoiakim gets killed, Ezekiel gets taken, and count 12 years, takes you to when the city gets smitten.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was just the point that I proved that it cannot be.
No, it's proven that it is.
No.
Why?
Why wouldn't it be though? I'm just going to say, why does that affect anything?
Why?
No, you're talking about the year of Jehoiachin's captivity.
Yes, and this is also what Ezekiel is speaking about. He always speaks about the captivity of Jehoiachin. He's not referring to his own captivity. It begins in chapter 1, says in verse 2.
Okay, I wouldn't be so quick to I get why you're saying that, but I'm saying that you just take that verse there, right? All I'm saying is I know that he says when he gets taken, that was the year that he went into captivity. It's marked there. It counts 12 years. It takes you to the city smitten.
Yes, but let's just look this up again, okay?
So lass uns dies einmal anschauen.
So in Ezekiel 1, verse 2.
In Hesekiel 1 und Vers 2.
It says, in the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity. So he's referring to Jehoiachin's captivity.
So,
Right?
spricht hier auf den Gefangennahme von Joachim.
Okay, so basically this is what he's aligning himself with. Okay,
So, damit richtet sich.
and this is also how I understand it. He was taken captive under Jehoiachin.
So wie ich das verstehe, würde unter Joachim gefangen.
And when we now go to Ezekiel 26
Und wenn wir jetzt zu Hesekiel 26 gehen,
and verse 11, verse 1, sorry.
Vers 1.
It says, and it came to pass in the 11th year of Jehoiachin's captivity,
So das 11. Jahr des Gefangennahme von Joachim,
in the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, because that Tyrus hath said against Jerusalem, Aha, she is broken, that was the gates of the people, she is turned unto me, I shall be replenished, now she is laid waste. So, what happened here in the 11th year of Jehoiachin's captivity?
was geschah hier zur 11. Jahr Joachims Gefangennahme?
with Jerusalem?
mit Jerusalem.
Yes, Jerusalem got destroyed, right?
Wurde zerstört.
So it's in the 11th year of Jehoiachin's captivity that Jerusalem is destroyed.
Und das 11. Jahr Joachins Gefangennahme, wo Jerusalem zerstört wird.
Yes?
Amen.
Okay, so now let's go to and the 11th year of Jehoiachin's captivity is therefore the 11th year of Zedekiah,
So,
right?
deswegen das 11. Jahr Joachins Gefangennahme ist auch gleich das 11. Jahr der Regentschaft von Zedekia.
Because in the 11th year of Zedekiah, Jerusalem got destroyed.
Und es war im 11. Jahr von Zedekia, dass Jerusalem zerstört wurde.
Yes?
Amen.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go back to Ezekiel 40.
So, lasst uns jetzt zurück zu Hesekiel 40 gehen,
And let's read verse 1 again.
Vers 1.
It says here, in the 25th year of our captivity, referring to the captivity of Jehoiachin, right?
Der
that he was
25.
under.
Jahr der Gefangennahme bezieht sich auf die Gefangennahme von
In the
Joachim.
beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after that the city was smitten. So the 25th year of the captivity,
So, der 25. Jahr der Gefangennahme,
if we take the first year of the captivity as the first year of Zedekiah,
wenn wir das erste Jahr der Gefangennahme gleich das erste Jahr der Regentschaft von Zedekia nehmen,
brings us down to here,
das
right?
bringt uns bis dieses Jahr hierhin.
And it's also the 14th year after the city was smitten.
Und es ist auch das 14. Jahr, nachdem der Stadt geschlagen wurde.
Yes?
Amen.
Yes, nobody's arguing that point, but
Okay, so the point is, therefore, the captivity, when he refers to this and this year, was referring to Jehoiachin's captivity.
So, die Gefangennahme, wenn es bezieht sich auf, was auch immer ein Jahr, es bezieht sich auf die Gefangennahme von Joachim.
Okay? And this is when he was also taken captive.
Und das war auch, wo Hesekiel selbst gefangen genommen wurde.
Okay, so everybody can see this.
Kann jeder das sehen?
Because the 11th year, we read it in Ezekiel 26, right?
Weil der 11. Jahr, wie wir gelesen haben, Hesekiel 26,
What did take place?
was fand statt?
Destruction of Jerusalem.
Die Zerstörung Jerusalems.
Okay, so the 11th year of the captivity, right,
So, das 11. Jahr der Gefangennahme.
is therefore the 11th year of Zedekiah.
Das ist der 11. Jahr Zedekias.
Yes?
Amen.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Can you explain again why Jehoiakim's captivity, the captivity, and the 11th year is the Jehoiakim's captivity?
Yes, because he is always referring to our captivity, right?
Also Hesekiel bezieht sich immer auf unsere Gefangennahme.
So we read it here in Ezekiel 40.
So, wir
right.
haben das in Hesekiel 40 gelesen.
In verse 1 it says,
In Vers 1 sagt
in
es,
the 25th year of our captivity. Right?
25. Jahre unserer Gefangennahme.
So this was basically the captivity of Jehoiachin when he was taken also. Okay?
Dies würde der Gefangennahme von Joachim, wo auch gefangen
Because
geführt
Ezekiel,
wurde.
he was captive in Babylon.
Hesekiel war eine Gefangene in Babylon.
You can go and read it in the Spirit of Prophecy.
Man
Okay.
kann das in der Geist der Weissagung lesen.
So, and he was taken captive here with Jehoiachin, and this is what he says in Ezekiel 1. This is where it starts with. Right?
Und er würde gefangen genommen mit Joachim zusammen, und das ist in Hesekiel 1, was es sagt, wo es alles
And
anfängt.
because it says here in verse 2,
Vers 2 sagt es,
he had the vision in verse 1 and then in verse 2,
der Vision hat er in Vers 1 und dann in Vers
it
2.
says, in the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity. Okay? So we can see it's basically referring to Jehoiachin's captivity.
So, wir können da sehen, dass es bezieht sich auf die Gefangennahme von Joachim.
Okay. And the interesting part is in verse 1,
Und was interessant ist in Vers 1,
it says here it was the 30th year.
es sagt hier, dass es das 30. Jahr war.
Okay, so now when we now count back 30 years from here,
So, wenn wir zurückzählen, 30 Jahre von hier,
so if this is the 30th year,
wenn dies das 30. Jahr wäre,
okay, I can just make it here. Problem is, it's better to always have different colors. Okay. 28.
you did it from here, not there.
Yes, that's
Yeah, okay.
okay. It's just that I need to go
No, that's
over
okay.
on top of this. Okay. So 27, and you need to correct me when I miss
6,
out.
25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16,
No, it's easy.
15,
You
14,
just 1 year.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Just realized I started wrong. I wanted to start in the 5th year of Jehoiakim.
Also
Okay.
ich wollte im 5. Jahr Joachims anfangen,
Because it was the 5th year was the 30th year.
weil das 5. Jahr war das 30. Jahr.
Sorry. Okay. You need to bear with me, sorry. I was already thinking that's not right what I'm doing here. Okay, I will just start it where I know it begins and then you can see it because it's easier to go this way.
Also
Okay.
ich werde anfangen, wo es anfängt. Es ist einfach in diese Richtung zu gehen.
Okay. So let's see. It's right here. 18th year of Josiah.
Which is here.
See, okay.
Das 18. Jahr Josias ist, wo es anfängt.
Okay, so therefore Ezekiel says here in the 30th year, okay?
So, Hesekiel sagt hier im 30. Jahr.
And this links him, the 30 years links you back to the 18th year of Josiah.
Und diese 30
Okay.
Jahre führt zurück zum 18. Jahr Josias.
And what was special about the 18th year of Josiah?
Und was war so besonders über das 18. Jahr Josias?
Let's just,
Passover.
let's just go to 2 Kings,
Lasst uns zur 2. Könige gehen.
chapter
23.
23. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's check 2 Kings 23.
So, 2. Könige 23
And let's read verse 23.
und Vers 23.
It says, "But in the 18th year of King Josiah, wherein this Passover was holden to the Lord in Jerusalem." So, which year?
Welches Jahr?
The 18th year of Josiah, right?
Das 18. Jahr Josias.
Moreover, the workers with familiar spirits and the wizards and the images and the idols and all the abominations that were spied in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem did Josiah put away, that he might perform the words of the law which were written in the book of Hilkiah the priest found in the house of the Lord. So, and then it writes about this great reformation that Josiah did.
Dann
Okay.
schreibt es danach über diese große Reformation, die stattfand unter Josia.
Yes, are you all familiar with it?
Ihr seid alle damit
Okay.
vertraut,
And
richtig?
even in Chronicles, it's even described more.
Und
Okay.
selbst in den Chroniken ist es noch tiefer beschrieben.
And Sister Margaret, she mentioned last time this point, and maybe it's valid. But,
Und Schwester Margaret hat diesen Punkt letztes Mal erwähnt und vielleicht ist das gar gültig.
just want to put it in the mix. You just need to, or we need to prove it. Okay, but
Wir mussten das natürlich beweisen.
she said that Ezekiel was maybe 30 years old here.
Sie sagte, dass vielleicht würde Hesekiel hier 30 Jahre alt.
Okay, and what happened with? Because let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 1.
Lass uns zurück zu Hesekiel 1 gehen.
Because basically Ezekiel 1, what happened to Ezekiel here?
Denn Hesekiel 1, was geschah mit ihm hier?
He was
Yes, he got called for his ministry, right?
Er wurde für seinen Dienst berufen.
He now became the prophet,
Er ist Prophet
and he
geworden
got sent.
und er wurde gesandt.
Okay, and it also says then here in verse 3,
Und es sagt auch hier in Vers 3,
the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest.
Hesekiel der Priester.
So with 30 years, he was now called to be a priest and a prophet.
Mit
Okay,
30 Jahre wurde er berufen, ein Priester und ein Prophet zu sein.
so that's why I don't think it's too far-fetched to can understand that he refers with the 30 years to his age. Okay,
Und deswegen ist es nicht allzu weit hergeholt, wenn man bedenke, dass diese 30 Jahre auf sein Alter bezogen
but
werden.
still we need more proofs, but it sounds feasible.
Aber nichtsdestotrotz, wir brauchen mehr Beweise dazu, aber an sich, es hört sich glaubbar an.
Okay, and now I want to just make the final point for tonight. Okay,
Und für heute möchte ich nur einen finalen Punkt machen.
okay, because there's also another nice thing to show how long Nebuchadnezzar reigned.
Denn es ist
Okay.
auch was Schönes, die man benutzen kann, um zu zeigen, wie lange Nebukadnezar regiert.
Okay, let's go now to Jeremiah 52,
Lasst uns zu Jeremia 52 gehen.
because nowhere in the Bible it's literally written down how long Nebuchadnezzar ruled. Okay,
Denn nirgendwo in der Bibel ist es niedergeschrieben, wie lange Nebukadnezar regiert.
literally,
Buchstäblich.
but it is written down. Okay,
Aber es ist geschrieben.
okay, so let's go now to verse 31.
Jetzt Vers 31.
It says, and it came to pass in the 37th year of the captivity of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, in the 12th month, in the 25th year of the month, that evil Merodach, king of Babylon, in the first year of his reign, lifted up the head of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, and brought him forth out of prison. Okay, so what year of captivity was it?
So, welches Jahr der Gefangennahme war das?
Jeremiah 52, verse 31.
Jeremia 52, Vers 31.
Sorry. Jeremiah 52, verse 31. And when you're all there? Okay.
Wenn alle da sind? No, she was saying, giving you the answer. 37.
Okay, yes, let's just read this verse one more time because
So,
people
lasst
will
uns
not see.
diesen Vers ein weiteres Mal lesen.
It says, and it came to pass in the 37th year of the captivity of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, in the 12th month, in the 25th day of the month, that evil Merodach, king of Babylon, in the first year of his reign, lifted up the head of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, and brought him forth out of prison. So, which year of the captivity? Now you can repeat it.
So, welches Jahr der Gefangennahme?
37.
Der 37.
And the 37th year of Jehoiachin's captivity was also the first year of evil Merodach, which was the successor of Nebuchadnezzar.
Die
Okay?
37. Jahre von der Gefangennahme von Joachim war auch zugleich der erste Jahr von der Regentschaft von diesem Evil Meredith, also dieses böses Meredith, der Nachfolge von Nebukadnezar war.
Okay, so we already have here the 25th year of the captivity, right?
So, wir haben bereits hier markiert die 25. Jahr der Gefangennahme
Which was a parallel to the 14th year after the city was smitten, right?
und das war eine Parallel zu der 14. Jahr, nachdem der Stadt eingenommen wurde.
Okay, now let's just continue this.
Lasst
So,
uns diese Zahl weiter
26th
fortführen.
year of the 26th year of the captivity.
Also der 25. oder 26. Jahr der Gefangennahme,
Okay, then the 27th,
27.
28th, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 6, and 37. Okay. So that's the 37th year of captivity.
So das ist der 37. Jahr der Gefangennahme.
And we saw that the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar was the destruction of Jerusalem,
Und wir
right?
haben gesehen, der 19. Jahr von Nebukadnezar war die Zerstörung Jerusalems.
Okay, so let's just continue his reign.
So lasst uns seine Regentschaft fortfahren.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43. And then it says the 37th year was also the first year of evil Merodach.
Also
Right?
es sagt, dass der 37. Jahr der Gefangennahme war zugleich der erste Jahr von dieses böses Meredith.
Okay, so you, at least from here, I don't know how to exactly show whether it was now 44 or 43 years. Okay.
Also von hier, ich weiß nicht genau, ob es nun für Nebukadnezar 43 oder 44 Jahre war,
Okay, because this goes over here.
weil dies überlappt.
But so it's either here the first year of evil Merodach or here.
So es ist entweder hier ist der erste Jahr dieses böses Merediths oder hier.
Okay. I must look at this more closely. I forgot. No.
It says in the 12th month of the year. So it's
Yes.
again,
Es sagt
Right.
im 12. Monat des Jahres.
Okay, so it must be therefore then here.
Denn es muss hier sein.
Okay. So evil Merodach was the first rule right here.
So das erste Jahr des bösen Merediths war hier, dieses Jahr.
Okay, so Nebuchadnezzar therefore ruled for 44 years.
Deswegen Nebukadnezar regierte 44 Jahre lang.
Okay. So and this is how you can basically count these things down.
Und so kann man diese Dinge auszählen.
Okay. And could you see, right, all these things, they fit together nicely?
So konntet ihr sehen, wie diese Dinge zusammenkommen?
So it's like this perfect chain of truth.
Das
Okay.
ist wie diese perfekte Kette der Wahrheit.
And basically this then shows us that if we highlight some important dates,
Das
Okay.
zeigt uns, wenn wir bestimmte Daten, also wichtige Daten aufzeichnen.
so the destruction of Jerusalem was 586,
Die Zerstörung Jerusalems war 586.
the 70 years captivity was 606, we know this based upon the charts.
So
Okay.
die 70 Jahre Gefangennacht, das war 606, also die kennen wir wegen die Karten.
T 606. Okay. And then we have, for instance, here Ezekiel 1 is therefore here in this time span would be here 592 then.
So
because was
Ezekiel
the-
1 würde in dem Jahr 592 sein.
Okay. Because it was the fourth month, fifth day of the fourth month.
Weil es der 5. Tag des 4. Monats war.
Okay. What else do we have? We have, for instance, we have these 30 years, right? Would be here 622 or 621.
Also diese
Okay.
30 Jahre wäre 621.
So that
26.
might have been Ezekiel's birth, okay,
Das
when this would be
konnte
true.
sogar Hesekiels Geburtsjahr sein.
Okay. And yes, all these other dates you can basically then get from this.
Und
Okay.
all diese anderen Daten kann man davon ziehen.
And tomorrow evening I want to show you then how you can then see basically that from the destruction of Jerusalem, 70 years later the temple was built. Okay.
Und morgen möchte ich zeigen, dass von der Zerstörung Jerusalems an, 70 Jahre später, wurde das Tempel aufgebaut.
And if we just move one date of it, it all gets destroyed. Okay.
Und wenn wir nur ein Datum hier verschieben würden, dann fällt alles zusammen.
Okay. And therefore it's all set where it should be.
Deswegen ist alles in seinem Platz, wo es sein soll.
And you need to go through this yourself to really get this for yourself. Okay.
Und du musst das selbst hindurchgehen, um das selbst für dich zu schneiden.
And then you will see basically it's solid. Okay.
Okay.
At least how much I can see. Okay.
Sehen, dass das felsenfest ist, so weit wie ich das sehen kann.
I went
jedenfalls.
through this many times.
Und ich bin da durchgegangen öfters.
Okay, so everybody who wants to look at this and challenge this, feel free. Okay.
Also jeder, der das anschauen möchte und ins Frage stellen möchte, also fühlt euch frei.
But I think you will eventually come to the same conclusion. Okay.
Aber ich glaube, ihr werdet letztendlich zum selben Schlussfolgerung kommen.
Okay. So.